All right, so up next, man, this came from Steve Becker. Steve basically talked about saw an article to where Bryce James possibly headed to Ohio State with a little incentive from the king, LeBron James. What y'all thoughts are? What are your thoughts on that?
So if anyone didn't see the report, did you read it yet?
No.
Okay, so the report essentially said, it came from CFB Focus, that, and you can read it here, one name that has come up is Florida Atlantic coach Dusty May. He is the guy LeBron is pushing for. It goes on to say, word is that if OSU does end up hiring May, LeBron would make a significant donation in the millions to the Buckeye basketball program, and Bryce James would end up committing to play for Dusty May and the Buckeyes. And this comes from College Football Focus on Twitter. So he's breaking a little college basketball news, or at least a nugget. Guys, thoughts on, not even Dustin May, but thoughts on LeBron, a noted Ohio State alum.
Not alum.
Supporter.
That's why I went like this.
Oh,
Listen,
He said he would have played at Ohio State had he gone to college, but he would have played at Akron, Duke, UNC, Charlotte, Miami, Penn State, Indiana.
He says
UCLA,
the right thing
USC.
in front of the right crowd.
I think it would have been Duke or Ohio State, for the record. And probably Duke.
I think it would have been Ohio State.
I think it.
Considering I played for the coach that recruited him, I think I had a little bit of insight on this.
Listen to me right now. Listen to me right now, man. I understand that he said he's making a sizable donation.
In the millions.
He
would, is what he said, according to this report.
And how do we know about this coach?
Dusty May's a really, really good coach.
He's a really good coach.
So he led Florida Atlantic to the Final Four last season.
Okay.
He's got 121 wins, 66 career losses. He's only been a head coach at Florida Atlantic. He was an assistant under Mike White at Florida, been an assistant coach for a while. He's big in the transfer portal. That's how we got all these guys to Florida Atlantic. He plays an open 4-out, 1-in system. His team's really good again this year. I actually would argue his Florida Atlantic team this season is more talented than the team was last season, despite their record not being as good, but they moved up conferences. My whole thoughts on this, if they end up hiring Dusty May, if Ross Bjork, new athletic director,
that's what I say.
comes to the conclusion that Dusty May's the right head coach, I think it'd be a great hire.
Okay.
If they come to the conclusion that Dusty May's the right hire because LeBron James says so, I have a big issue with that.
I agree with you on that. Now, we know one thing about Ross is that he going to raise some money. Now,
he's going to swing for the fences.
He going to get a big-time hire. He going to get some money in there and all of those things. I mean, if you decide to go him, I'm not going to deny it because he's a good coach. I mean, if he went to the Final Four, he got a history of taking his team to, like, conference play.
Yeah, he's only been a head coach for 4 or 5 seasons.
At FAU.
That's the only place he's been a head coach, correct.
So he's a young guy. Okay.
Young guy, yeah.
Okay, I like that. I'm not necessarily mad at that. I would have to see the other names that he gets the job over. I do know that Jake Diebler's doing an unbelievable job right now. I think he's 4-1 since taking over. Yeah. And, if he continues to win out, it's hard to go against a guy that got chemistry there, whose brother played there and all of those things. But if it's about the money and about the donations, then by all means. I'm cool with it. I'll be cool with it. It wouldn't bother me.
I would totally not be surprised if LeBron is trying to politic on the backside of things.
What is his affiliation with LeBron?
Dusty May is recruiting his son to Florida Atlantic right now.
Oh,
but
so
also,
that's it.
But also,
yeah, to my knowledge, he's from Indiana, by the way. He's not even an Ohio kid.
Bryce is a very good prospect.
It's 156 in the country right now.
This isn't a top 5 player.
Yeah.
Like it's not like you're. It's not LeBron or Wembanyama.
Cooper Flag.
But, yeah. It's not like
Jason, I can't believe you going there right now.
What? I mean, it's going to bring attention.
All right, so what are we talking about?
But
at the end of the day,
is he going to help you win games?
He going to help us bring money.
Ohio State's got plenty of money.
And Ross is as good as it gets at raising money.
Let me let you know something. You also don't stay rich by spending the money all the time. If you can get more money, why would you not? I mean, I watched the guy sell his stuff for $13.86 billion.
You're going to get money. You're Ohio State. You're going to make money just fine.
And
we make more. You know how much we can get for selling Bryce James jerseys?
Is Bron, and maybe the answer to this is yes. I really don't know, but is USC making a killing with Bronny there?
Probably.
I have no idea.
I don't think so.
Is Savannah coming? That's the real question. Is Savannah going to be at the game?
Savannah ain't leaving L.A. I mean, I guess she'd come in to see her son play.
That's all I just wonder.
She ain't moving back to Ohio. I can tell
I
you
don't
that.
need her to move back. I just want to say hi.
Sure
I just want to wave.
I'm sure that they'll fly in for the games.
Okay.
I don't think Bryce is worth overhauling your entire program for. I mean, I know it's LeBron.
I agree with that.
I know it's LeBron, but like this is not a top 3 talent that's going to bring you a national championship, which is what's really going to bring you the money and the notoriety. Yeah. You know, it would be a. I don't know. I kind of roll my eyes at a lot of this the whole thing, but I don't think Bryce James is worth uprooting your program for.
And to your money point, like Ross Bjork had some great hires at A&M. He also hired Buzz Williams. It hasn't turned out to be the great hire. It was a great hire at the time, highly coveted coach, but hasn't had the success that you would hope for at A&M. But the one thing Ross has always done at an extremely high level is raise money. So I don't think the money side of it, Tyvis, is as big of a factor as you may think, just because this dude is elite at rallying the troops for money.
I'm not saying that's the only reason. I'm saying it's not like it would be a bad hire.
No, it would be a fine hire.
That's what I'm saying.
Like when Thad,
but I'm with you if he doing it because LeBron said it.
Then I have an issue.
Yeah,
right. When Thad came, Thad was the hot coach, the hot up and coming coach, and Ohio State got him, and that was unusual for Ohio State.
It's a great hire.
Yeah.
It was a great hire.
Yeah, it was.
And if they can replicate that with another hot up and coming coach, and Ohio State can have him, then you do it. But you don't do it because LeBron wants you to do it.
So Dusty May's an Indiana guy. He's born and raised in Indiana. It's where he played high school basketball. A lot of people presume that when the Indiana Hoosiers let go of Mike Woodson, that guy right there is next in line to become the Indiana head coach.
Well, that's what they thought about Thad.
Is he from Indiana as well?
I'm trying to remember now. He was at Butler. Maybe it was Indiana. There was a place where like everyone thought he was gonna go.
And he came to Ohio State.
He came to Ohio State.
So either way, Dusty May I think is a really good basketball coach. You don't take FAU to the Final Four by accident. Like there's a legitimate, and the tournament's wonky and upsets happen all the time, but Florida Atlantic is not a hotbed for recruiting grounds when you're in the state of Florida, when all these other guys are getting NIL opportunities at other places. But he's done a really good job in the transfer portal. His teams play hard as hell. They got a 7-footer this year named Vlad Golden, who if you don't know by now, is going to be one of the bigger names in the tournament. They're going to be a top 4 seed in the tournament again this year. Like, if Ross Bjork and the Ohio State contingent come to the decision that Dusty May is the right coach, I have no issue whatsoever. But we've seen LeBron. We've seen LeBron the player, the best of all time.
Where did they get this information that LeBron said this?
I ran a report online.
Yeah.
Who knows? Who knows?
So it might not even be true.
Yeah.
Who knows? Yeah, it's all report. Yeah.
That's interesting. I mean,
but LeBron the GM, mixed results, right?
Shake at best.
LeBron the coaching firm. Are you willing to bet that he's a A+ coaching firm? He's an A+ player. What, a B-, C+ GM? Where would you project his coaching firm talents to be?
Who they lose to FAU last year in the
UConn, who won the whole thing.
Okay, that's respectable.
I'll tell you FAU's tournament run. But they had that crazy game against San Diego State, if you remember.
Vaguely. I have like NCAA tournament. I can't remember anything.
They were 35-3 last season.
You making a bracket this year?
They were the 9 seed, Tyvis.
You know how I made a bracket? Last time I made a bracket?
Did it off mascots?
I did it off coin flips. I did a whole bracket based on coin flips.
It was accurate?
It was terrible.
So,
but I mean,
are you saying you're not going to do that?
Yeah, that's the last time I did a bracket. I was in Portland. I forget some pool I was in, and I was in Portland it was when I was covering the Cavs. I'm like, screw it, I'm just going to do this by coin flip, and I did every game by coin flip. So we had a couple 16 seeds, I think, advance into like the Elite Eight. I don't remember now. It was bad. But I held true to the coin flip.
They were a 9 seed last year.
Okay.
Made the Final Four. They beat Kansas State in the Elite Eight. They beat Houston in the Elite Eight. They beat Kansas State in the Sweet 16. Beat Memphis in the first round. They're really good. Like they were a really good team last year. So
for him to still be there, he's waiting.
well, he got a big extension. Yeah. So
But I'm saying, like, if he didn't
Indiana's
leave
gonna be
year,
open because Mike Woodson probably getting fired. So
if he didn't leave
Yeah.
after last year, then he's waiting for something.
Indiana.
I would tend to agree. Yeah. I would tend to agree. But like I said, if Ohio State decides he's the best option, I think it's a great hire. If it's because LeBron said so, that's where I got a little bit of a beef.
The only way that Jake Diebler continue to win some games and he somehow slither his way into that tournament and win a game.
Ty, I apologize. So here was their run in the tournament last year. They beat Memphis, then they beat Fairleigh Dickinson, who beat Purdue.
Fairleigh Dickinson.
Then they beat Tennessee in the Sweet 16.
That's my bracket up.
They beat Kansas State to go to the Final Four, and then they lost on the crazy buzzer beater to San Diego State in the Final Four. San Diego State lost to UConn in the
They
championship.
got smoked by UConn. That's what you said that incorrectly. They got smoked by UConn.
They did get smoked by UConn, but that was not Florida Atlantic. That was not Dusty May. And this year, they are 22-7. They moved up conferences. They're projected 4 seed in the tournament right now.
I'm covering the first and second round for us in Pittsburgh this year for the Athletic. I'm looking forward to it.
That should be fun.
Yeah, it's gonna be madness.
First 2 rounds, man.
That's when the madness happens.
That's the best part of the NCAA is the first 2 rounds.
When I tell you last year, I never forget it, I was sitting at lowerfield.com because I was doing some stuff with Typico. And everybody was like, you should bet on Fairleigh Dickinson against Purdue. And I'm like, why would I do that? They like, it's madness, just do it. And I didn't do it, and I'm so mad. I'm so mad. I'm like, Zach Edey should go for 40 points. They ain't even. I don't even think Fairleigh Dickinson had like a tall center. Like they dude was like 6'6", right? They had like 5 shooters. So,
last year.
Yeah.
Yeah. You could frustrate Zach Edey by just putting like Draymond Green-esque guys, just short, get up, kind of make it hard.
Is he gonna be good in the pros?
No, he can't move.